the meeting for the public hearing for the 2023 budget. If we can have a roll call.
Let's see, Van Miller,
Yes.
Thompson,
Yes.
Leonard,
Yes.
Planum,
Here.
Manner,
Here.
Elkin.
Here.
Okay, great. I would entertain a motion to open the public hearing for the 2023 budget for the city of Amory.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Oh, second.
Okay, any further discussion? All right, a roll call.
Bertha,
Yes.
Thompson,
Yes.
Leonard,
Yes.
Planum,
Yes.
Manner,
Yes.
Elkin.
Yes. Okay. All right, so we have public hearing. Is there anyone from the public that,
Just so you know, we're not live on YouTube, it says I don't have permission to go live.
oh,
It's the heads up.
okay, but we're at least recording and we'll get it posted
Yeah.
after the meeting. Okay, excellent. Is there anyone from the public here that would like to talk about the budget or have questions or? Anyone here? We'll do 3 times. Anyone here to talk about the budget? Is there anyone here to talk about the budget? All right, I would entertain a motion to close the public hearing. So moved. Is there a second?
Second.
Any further discussion? All right, roll call.
Van Miller,
Yes.
Thompson.
Yes.
Leonard.
Yes.
Planum,
Yes.
Manner,
Yes.
Elkin.
Yes. Okay, we can move on to number 2, approval of the 2023 budget for the city of Amory. And everyone had those in their packets. And we've been discussing them for. Seems like as soon as one budget is approved, then we start talking about the next budget,
Mhm.
so.
Are we, did we need to yet discuss, the request for funds from Woody McBride?
We could discuss them. Yeah, we'd have to take it out of the celebrations line item. And so it would
Is
be-
that it? Is that in there?
it is not in there, no. So it would be, we'd have to take away something else. And what's in there really, maybe you can help to define, it's mostly fireworks.
Fireworks and wages,
Flags.
flags, porta
Flags
potties.
on North Park
Yeah.
from the. North Wind there. That was one of the things that was brought up that was wanted. Everyone feels it right there.
I've been approached by several different people saying that they would like to have the music on the river Wednesday, not music on the river, what do they call it?
The Wednesday.
Wednesday night music, supported by the city. I think we all know what our most recent former mayor thought about it since he made the presentation, but I've had a couple other folks say, yeah, I think we should do that. Brings a lot of people to Amory. Well received, et cetera, et cetera. Low maintenance.
So we're at expenditure restraint right now, right?
Okay.
Yep, so we would have to find 5,000 that we can't add 5,000 more to the budget. So I guess if we want to take some out of the road budget or. Oh, I guess we-
Yes. This burger.
Or out of the police department or out of the council salaries.
I think it's something that we should pursue at this point in time. I don't think there's any room we can't add anything. Is my understanding, but I do think it's something within the next few months, we should evaluate and see if there is something that we can give to that particular goal. I do think it brings people to town. I think it's good to have people coming to town for things like that. Whether we'll be able to come up with the money that was asked for after the budget was already done may not be feasible, but I think we might be able to find some money someplace, somewhere. I think that's something that we're gonna have to work on.
I tend to agree.
I just don't wanna see it get, tossed because it doesn't fit,
Fit
the
our
idea of the
timeline.
budget. Those kinds of things, for $5,000, we spend a lot more than that for what I perceive to be less benefit to the community.
Mhm.
And I'm not picking on anything particularly. I'm just saying that there's 100 hands out there for money. I think this is a reasonable one that bears that small amount.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, I'd say let's explore it and find it somewhere.
So is that the direction that we want to give city staff? Is it the full 5,000? Is it something less than that?
well, we did quite a bit more than, didn't we do 15 grand the first year?
I believe it was, yeah.
Yeah.
How much was it last
I
year?
don't
Do you
think we did
remember?
anything last year, did we?
Yeah, we did
Oh, yeah.
last year.
Yeah, we did.
I think it's been upwards of 30,000 that was given.
Not per year though,
No, but I
In
was-
total.
in 2 years. Yeah, I think that's probably right.
15 and then 5.
I mean, Patty, you have done a ton of work on the budget. Do you think that there is anything in there that is easy to move around?
What do you think, Jeff?
I know where it's filed. Not crazy about it.
Where was it that it would come out of?
But I'll work, but,
Mhm.
All as sacred as the police budget has been, we may not have a police chief in tow in January, a new one. And we certainly have less expenses the last couple of months because we've lost some officers. So I would suggest there may be a little room in that one also.
Jonathan, can you weigh in on this? We would have to take it out of public works, correct? It would have to come out of that budget.
Why?
Well, I would love to weigh in for you, at least to give you a couple of different perspectives from the auditor standpoint. So again, my name is Jonathan Sherwood, for those that don't recognize the face or the voice. Not sure if you guys can see me at this point, but first, just thanks for letting me join you remotely here. It's definitely a benefit to me, so I've cut down on some of my traveling. So first off, just appreciate that as well. But from my perspective, it sounds like you potentially have some expenditure lines that may or may not meet their full budget anyways. And it sounds like this is going to be more or less a summertime activity. Is that correct?
Yes.
So it would be probably my recommendation is if, depending on the level that you're talking about, to me, $5,000 doesn't seem that detrimental to take like a budget to actual report. And just keep an eye on that, on specific budget line items that for sure. If something comes up, hey, we anticipated this expense, we do value this expense, and for the lack of a better word, we're going to prioritize one section of your budget over the other. For instance, public works or police, you don't necessarily want to, or you're not in a position to really cut those budget line items at this point. But to the other comments earlier, if you're going to be down a few positions here or there within the general fund, like we're talking about, then you could at that point do a budget to actual analysis and say, hey, we're without this specific position for this long. Let's take those resources, free them up, and do a budget amendment and take those monies from that specific designated line item and reallocate them to, a $5,000 contribution for whatever this purpose would be. So it would be my recommendation that, again, I can't imagine, knowing the activity out there the last number of years, that you wouldn't be able to find $5,000 in a budget over it, or a favorable budget variance, as I'll say it that way. So maybe Jeff in the Public Works Department is looking at a specific project and it comes in well under budget. Maybe it's possible to find those funds there at that time, and it would be a budget amendment at that time.
Thanks for telling them that, so they understand how that works. I
Mhm.
appreciate that.
So I have a question related to that 5,000. Do we know when it needs to be dispersed or when we would need to commit to it?
He hasn't really given us an exact time when he needs the funding,
Okay.
but I know last year was springtime. So
Mhm.
So it'll give us some time.
Usually
We'll
what,
see
May,
it runs.
May or end of May. or-
I would much rather not change the budget,
Right.
simply because, I know that it's been tuned up really well by the staff. I appreciate all of that work and how much detail we've gotten over the past couple of months. So I do think that we have room when it comes down to needing to, especially if we keep in mind that that's what we want to do. So I think we would,
That's acceptable. I
Yeah.
think, I just don't want us to forget about it.
Mhm. no, it's a valuable
Yeah,
entertainment option.
okay.
So we'll keep that open as a budget and then later
Mm-hmm.
comes back. We'll look at our budget and. Get it in the right funds. Okay, thank you, Jonathan.
Are there any other thoughts, questions? That we want to make sure we address? Because I would just echo what's been said already. The staff has done a great job of really sharpening the pencil in a time when, yes, the overall budget is increasing almost I think it was 7%, if I remember it correctly,
Almost.
Mhm.
almost 7% in a time when our expenses are increasing at a much higher rate than that. I think is commendable, so. I guess if there's no other questions or concerns, I would entertain a motion to approve the budget.
So moved.
Is there a
No
second?
second.
Any further discussion? Roll call?
I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
go
can I
ahead.
Say the amount of the budget.
Oh,
That's on
oh,
the record.
And that is,
It's on the bottom right.
The yellow.
the 276.
No,
Three.
It would be the bottom, the 2023 budget number. And it's the 3,000,000.
$3,587,338.
Sorry, I'm looking on the wrong page.
So budget notice.
The public. Did you find it? Did you find it?
No,
No, this one.
I don't, that's because I don't have that page.
That's not the right page either.
The number is, $3,587,338.
So you make a motion. to approve
Motion.
that.
Yeah,
And I second, correct.
And then we'll do a roll call vote.
Ben Brickman,
yes.
Thompson,
Yes.
Leonard,
I don't vote.
Planner,
Yes.
Tanner.
Yes,
Okay.
Yes,
Okay, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
motion to adjourn.
There a second?
Second.
Any further discussion about adjourning? All right, all those in favor?
I.
Opposed? All right, we are adjourned. We will
Change